Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here this afternoon. You're all heroes for braving our weather after our 9.9. Let's just call it 10. Why do you call it 9.9? I don't get that I'd love to be a weatherman. 10 inches of snow. More and other drifts. Some of you that might live in a corner like me, kind of tough. It's tough today, tough traveling. But we're making a lot of progress in the city here. Thank you for being here. We've got an excellent opportunity to recognize some fantastic work by some true heroes, regular people, one of our employees that really decide to make a difference in the city of St. Paul and the lives of others. And that's what's so great about being the chief in this town and having all the great officers and people that I have around here. But just as citizens, I grew up in St. Paul. This is a different place, my friends, I gotta tell you. It's a great city, and I travel all over the country, and there's a lot of places that don't have it like us. And even though we don't always get to hear all the great stuff that happens every day in the media, like what you're gonna hear today, which should be highly publicized all the time, it happens every day. And it makes me so proud to live in this city that I grew up in, and I hope that all of you are proud as well. Again, thank you for braving this special wintry weather today. And I want to start off by a quote that President Obama once said, because I think it's really relevant today. And President Obama said, "The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something." And isn't that so true? Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope, and you will fill yourself with hope. And I think that's just a fantastic quote. The people who we are honoring today fill me with hope every single day. They are four unique individuals who each in their own way made good things happen in our community right here in the city of St. Paul. We are very happy to have an opportunity to publicly thank them, their families, and I'm glad that you're all here with us this afternoon to share with us. So how I will work this out is I'm going to read the citation for the award winner. Then I will ask the award winner to come up here and we're going to give them some really neat stuff. And if you could stick around for a second right after we get done doing that, I'd like to take a picture with you, and we'll have an opportunity for photos with family members and others at the end as well. So, and if you'd like to say a couple things, we try to keep this kind of brief, that's fine, but you don't have to say anything. Some people don't want to say anything except thank you. So I just wanted to kind of to give you how we will do this. So the first person that we are going to honor today, very compelling story, by the way, I think you'll agree when you hear this, is Mr. Frederick Jerrell. And Mr. Jerrell is going to be awarded the Chief's Award for Valor, and I will read from the citation. On May 11th, 2013, you were working on a train below the Mounds Park Bluffs when you noticed a small child climbing on the bluffs. You were very concerned for his safety, so you immediately notified another employee to call 911. You then began the dangerous climb up the bluff towards the child. You were not aware that the child, who is autistic, had been reported missing and would be afraid of anyone trying to help him. Once you reached the frantic child, he continually tried to break free. The bluffs were very unstable, very dangerous situation. You decided to climb up the bluffs rather than go down to the tracks. While holding on to the struggling child, you climbed up the bluffs where officers eventually met you and assisted with bringing the child up to safety. You collapsed in exhaustion at the top, and just amazing story. After you recovered, you checked on the status of the child with medics and then returned to work. You were indeed a hero that evening. You displayed a great amount of courage when you did not hesitate to help this child. You were more concerned about his safety than your own, and you were totally selfless in your actions in a very dangerous situation. The child, his family, and our department are grateful to you for your brave actions, and it is my pleasure to present you with the Chief's Award of Valor. And if Mr. Jerrell would please come up here, sir.
First of all, I'd like to commend the St. Paul Police Department, the St. Paul Fire Department, and all the neighbors that was looking for Lil William. Everybody played a big part in this. Everybody was a hero. That's what I want to say.
Neighbors helping neighbors makes a great city, and I think if I would have showed you kind of the terrain that Mr. Jerrell had to traverse, pretty tough. So thank you again, sir. Next, we're going to recognize our parking enforcement officer, one of our own employees, Rudy Burgos. He's going to be recognized with the Chiefs Award. On July 30th, 2013, Officer Burgos was on duty patrolling and tagging an area of the east side. Now, I just want to preface something. Officer Burgos is going to become a St. Paul police officer. That's his goal. He's working us right now. And, you know, those parking tickets that you all hate, he's really a good guy. I make him do what he does, so just I want to preface that. I mean, it's a tough job, but he's does a fantastic job for us. A citizen approached Parking Enforcement Officer Burgos to advise that a fight was occurring nearby. You drove to the area and witnessed two groups of males who appeared to be verbally threatening each other. At one point, someone in the group yelled, "He has a knife!" You immediately called for squad assistance and provided dispatch with detailed descriptions of the two males who took off running. Without hesitation, you followed them and witnessed them enter a home. You remained parked at the home until squads arrived, and you advised them of your observations. The two men were found hiding in a crawl space. They had attempted to rob one of the people involved with the fight. The knife was also recovered. As a parking enforcement officer, they're not armed for our department. They are going to school to become police officers. Yet you did not hesitate to investigate this scene. You used exemplary communication skills and paid close attention to the details you knew would be important for the officers to help them to arrest and find those suspects. You demonstrated courage while remaining calm and professional. Congratulations for your fine performance, as it reflects so well not just on you but on the department, and it is my pleasure, Rudy, to present you with the Chiefs Award. Will you please come forward? Take a picture for sure. Take a picture. I don't know. This one? Sure.
There we go. Thank you.
Sure. Well, I mean, I didn't really come with a prepared speech, but I really do want to thank everyone for coming, especially with this snowstorm that we just had. It was, I feel like you guys deserve a Chiefs Award for driving in that. So, thank you very much.
Mr. Henderson, on January 27, 2013, was jogging on Summit Avenue, a true St. Paulite, right, Minnesotan. We don't care if there's a lot of snow and it's cold. We're out there running, and I'm glad he was that day. At that time, you heard a woman screaming for help. She just had her purse stolen, and she was chasing the suspect. You immediately began running after the juvenile male. You caught up to him and attempted to hold the suspect until help arrived. He was very aggressive and fought back with Mr. Henderson and attempted to escape from you, so you had to physically restrain and control him until officers were on the scene and arrested him. You displayed a great amount of courage when you did not hesitate to chase a suspect. You weren't even sure if he had a weapon or not, yet you wanted to help a stranger, someone you had never met before. The victim's belongings were returned to her, and although the suspect did hit her in the head, she escaped serious injury. By you taking an active role, the suspect was held accountable and arrested for aggravated robbery. My sincere appreciation for your fine performance, as it reflects most credibly on you and the citizens of St. Paul. It is my pleasure, sincere pleasure, to present to you with a Chiefs Award. If you'd please come forward.
I guess I don't have much to say. I don't know that anyone else would have done anything differently, but thank you all for coming today. This is a pretty neat opportunity for all of us, so thank you.
And finally, our last awardee today for a Chiefs Award will be Mr. Cody Larson, who was an intern with the St. Paul Police Department last year. For a 3-month period in 2013, Mr. Larson worked as an intern for our Special Investigations Unit. They do all sorts of things in our Special Investigations Unit. We work with other agencies, but we also try to put together really complex crimes when our other units need some help as far as just putting red dots and in red holes, and they're the glue that really holds a lot of our units together. During this time, you were asked to review police reports for all incoming robberies and crimes involving gangs and/or guns, and determine if there were any patterns to these crimes, or if there were any other factors that could be potential solvability factors. Your work was quite impressive and helped our department solve several crimes. One example of your great performance was related to the Craigslist robberies, and I think a lot of us have heard a lot in the paper about how dangerous. With our technology is great, but Craigslist, there's been a lot of serious crimes that have occurred because of that, including homicides. You notice a pattern where the suspect would post an ad on Craigslist to sell a cellular phone and then rob the victim at gunpoint when they came to buy the phone. After summarizing the reports and analyzing them, you were able to identify the phone numbers and Facebook account the suspects were using to connect the potential buyers for the cellular phones. Search warrants were executed and 7 Craigslist robberies were solved. In addition to your analysis helped to solve 2 robberies in other cities outside of St. Paul, a shooting in another city, and 2 shootings in our city right here in St. Paul. Your dedication and exemplary analytical skills exceeded all of the department's expectations for our internship program. Your work was admirable and had quite an impact on crime in St. Paul. I extend my sincere appreciation for your performance, as it reflects most credibly on you and the value interns can provide to our department. It is my pleasure to present you with the Chiefs Award. Cody, if you'd please come forward.
All right. I'd just like to thank the City of St. Paul, the SIU. One particular officer, Officer John Rather, works in the East District. He's kind of helped mentor me through my schooling as a law enforcement student, and also my instructors and Professor Densley for really pushing me and pushing me to do the internship as well. Thank you very much, Chief Smith.
Thank you. I just want to recognize we have some of our partners, the internship program that Cody went through, are here today from Metropolitan State University. And you know what? I don't like to consider myself old, but I'm getting older. That's the bottom line. But there's a guy that's just ageless, and he was actually one of my instructors when I wanted to become a police officer, and is now the Dean of Law Enforcement for Metro State. Long-time, unbelievable investigator for the BCA. Just want to recognize him, Mr. Everett Doolittle, who's here today. Common theme today, everybody, ordinary people going out and doing extraordinary things that they got involved when they didn't have to. Some situations were very dangerous. In fact, almost all of them were. They didn't have to do anything, but they did to stop somebody that they didn't and help somebody they didn't even know, whether it's a young boy or someone who just happens to be out there and somebody decides to rob them. They didn't have to do anything. I just got to tell you folks, be proud of your family members, your friends, this city, and what we do. Truly, there are many more good things that happen every single day by the men and women of this organization that work, and each one of you to make this city one of the safest cities. I travel all over, of 300,000 people in the entire country. I truly believe that. I know we've got things to work on, but with your help, we will continue to have awards like this. So I want to thank you again. I know we've got some little ones here. Please enjoy. We've got cake and refreshments over here. And if you get an opportunity, please congratulate the award winners today. And thanks for braving the weather. Thank you.